Oh hey, I was supposed to film a makeover for you guys today, but then schedules changed. And then I thought I'd go thrifting and find a piece to flip for you because it's been so long since I've done a furniture flip. And then LA decided to have a freaking hurricane. So yeah, I've never lived through a hurricane before in Southern California, and here we are in Los Angeles, and it's pouring outside, and this little bum is doing nothing to entertain me. So like on all rainy days, I decided, let's just hang out, let's show and tell, and let me show you guys some things that I've got. Rude. And let me just show you some things that I've like bought recently or acquired or that I've added to my collection because we are trapped indoors. And for the record, I want to thank me every day of my life for building an entire fake fireplace that is battery operated and entirely renter friendly so that when it rains, I can cosplay like I live anywhere but Los Angeles. All right, let's show you the first thing. Something fun about me is that I love collecting like planters or vases that are different or unique, something that's kind of funky. So I think I've showed you guys this before. This is my brocade Chinese takeout box that I use as a planter. And something I recently thrifted like a couple months ago was this little darling jar. To be honest, I can't remember, have I showed this on the channel? I don't think I have. It is this really, really cute, like porcelain glass green little jar. And when I found this in the thrift store, I put up a poll and said, should I get this? And 50% of you said no. So I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I have to make my own decisions in life because this is actually a vintage set from Avon from the 70s. This was meant to hold little bath oil. Bath oil isn't really like a thing so much these days. I know it feels kind of like 90s, like the bath oil beads, but like, oh, to just like luxuriously pour your bath oil out of this, come on. And then this little beauty jar is for powder. And I just adore these because look, it's a little green rose. It's like porcelain, it's so dainty. And like, why don't we make cosmetics this beautiful anymore? Probably because it's incredibly cost ineffective, but I'm very glad I bought these. And by the way, I found these at a thrift store, and then like 3 months later, I found them at an antique store for like quadruple the price. But every time I look at it, I am happy I thrifted it. And also fun fact, whatever this was, it was called Field Flowers powder. So did you have this? Did your mom have this? Did your grandma have this? I'm fascinated to know what it was like, and I kind of want to reuse the jar now for powder, but we shall see. Cute, cute. Number 2. Did I mention that I'm gonna show you 10 things today? Maybe more, probably 10. So if you guys saw my last video on like decor things I love, I showed you guys my vintage match collection. So I have added a few more pieces in the last few months. If you guys wanna see my other ones, go back and watch the other video. I'll have it linked below. But these are a few of my new ads that I thought were very, very fun. So when I collect vintage matchbooks, there's so many in the world, and I try to only select the ones that are most interesting to me. That's if they have a beautiful cover, if they're from an interesting place, or if there's something unique about them. So this is one I recently acquired, and I think it's so pretty. It's the Hoover Dam, little like mid-century illustration. I like ones that could be so pretty, they could just be like framed as a miniature portrait. I love collecting matchbooks from LA institutions that I love, so like hotels, restaurants, things like that. And what is interesting is that matchbooks were, created for so long that there are like multiple versions of matchbooks from different establishments. And one type of matchbook I've been looking at forever is from an iconic local diner called House of Pies. And I found this one, which I believe is 60s or 70s. It is pink and orange. It says House of Pie, but it has the actual pie symbol on it. It's surrounded by like little whipped cream pie. Do you guys see? Oh, it's so cute. When I found this, I literally screamed because I've never found a House of Pies one. Adorable. Then I got this Cadillac one. I actually got this because it seemed so chintzy to me. It's like a gold Cadillac, and then the matches, of course, are also gold. And I just envisioned some like skeezy exec in the 80s just being like, here, sweetheart, luxury, gold, Cadillac. Was that their tagline? Should have been. Next up, this one is not pretty, but it is kind of novelty. It says BF Goodrich Riv Nut, and it has an actual riv nut. And I looked this up. This is a type of nut that was invented in the 30s for attaching like de-icers to airplanes. So it's like a heavy duty type of hardware. And I just loved that the company was like, we do riv nuts and we do riv nuts only, and we're putting them on our matchbooks as their own little thing. Next up, I have 3 new feature matches. So when you guys are looking at matchbooks, don't always look at the cover, look on the inside, because back in the day, for a few decades, they made something called feature matches, which is where the match themselves have an interesting design on them. So I've showed this before, but this is my prized matchbook possession if you've never seen it. This is an example of a feature match. If you see, these are women's fishnets as the legs of the matches. It's so cool. This is the first one I ever found that blew my mind, and I've always been looking for features since. And I'm happy to report that I'd never seen legs before, and then I got this from Fiorucci Los Angeles, and it has some cute little sexy women's fishnets on it. This was from Beverly Hills. I also like that the matchbook itself has kind of an interesting shape, and it has lips. Maybe it was a sexy ladies club. Somebody Google and tell me. I also love finding matchbooks from places that may not exist anymore. So this is from an old Chinese restaurant. This would have been 30s, 40s, 50s. Yimi Lu. This is in downtown LA, and it has green matches and a green dragon. So groovy. I also love the little front art. Also kind of a little like comic on the back. What a fun little surprise. And then this one is from the Magic Lamp Inn here in Southern California. Actually, it was in Cucamonga, California. And their feature matches show the world's grooviest, like, circular conversation pit lounge. I honestly love collecting matchbooks like this because I just like to think of like what it was like to like go to that restaurant, like all dolled up, all glamorous, you know, grab the match, come home, you know, not have a great marriage or be treated well as a woman because of the era. But other than that, it would have been a really cool time. Oh, by the way, if you collect vintage matchbooks, I did find out something that is now my like holy grail. So I've showed this before. This is a matchbook from the Flamingo Hotel in Las Vegas. And Vegas hotel matchbooks are collectible, but specifically the Flamingo Hotel in Vegas underwent a few name changes. And when Bugsy Siegel, the famous gangster, owned it, it was called the Fabulous Flamingo. So if you are ever out and you find a Fabulous Flamingo matchbook, that is also particularly collectible. Now, in my kitchen, I know that I've previously shown you one of my favorite things, which is waking up every morning and opening this cabinet and seeing teacups. And I'm very excited to report we have a new addition to the teacup family. And that is this absolutely adorable little beauty. So this is a teacup made by an artist, a great artist named Cat Mallard. I will link her Instagram and stuff below. And she does kind of like ghosty, witchy, gothy, cute art. And especially she has this little character that is a little bat. It's like this little baby bat. And she does limited run art pieces. She does limited run teacups. And I saw this teacup and I was like obsessed with it. It's baby blue, it's totally gilded. It has like scalloped edges. It's so detailed and it has this adorable little baby bat on it. His name is Sprig. It's like one of the characters she creates. And I just was obsessed with it. And then I saw that I missed the run and I couldn't get it. And then fortunately I signed up for her newsletter. She dropped a new batch of them because they were so popular a few weeks later. But this is for all my whimsigoth, dark, macabre, secret witch girls and boys. This is so cute. I mean, who has a freaking teacup with a freaking bat in a little plant pot on it? And I actually have to be honest, I have yet to use it. But wait, let me see if I can. This is so worth the bit. Oh, there's tea in it. All right. The tea is cold, cool. Oh, but wait, let me show you more tea. So I visited Ojai, California earlier this summer, and I was walking around and I stumbled upon the most beautiful, gorgeous, elegant, witchy tea shop called Magic Hour. It was like a witch's apothecary, everything beautiful, custom blended, and you could buy things in the pack or you could buy these in these gorgeous, witchy, indigo glass containers. And usually I am not one for buying something for the package, but the tea was beautiful, as was this gorgeous container, and I knew I would be reusing it. But it's so beautiful and elegant to have this like luxurious glass. But of course, this is like kind of a tall bottle, so how are you gonna get the tea out? You can't just shake it like a peasant. I had to go and I had to also get the gorgeous little teaspoon that goes with it. Look at this, gorgeous little petal, bejeweled kind of handle, so I can like luxuriously scoop my tea out. But then where are you gonna put your tea, your loose leaf tea, once you have these things? Oh, thank God, well, we have a gorgeous little tea strainer ball that has a gorgeous little opalescent moon charm on it, you guys. So it's like meant to sit in and then like hang over your cup. Imagine having a tea party and then everybody just has their own little charm hanging out. So beautiful, so pretty. And I really do believe in making like the little everyday things the most like kind of extra glamorous version, because why not? And all these things bring me so much joy every time I see them. So 10 out of 10, get the tea, spill the tea, make the tea, drink the tea, and become the tea, you know? Guys, I'm not used to this humidity. Look at my bangs. They're like spaghetti strings because of this hurricane. Okay, what are we gonna look at next? Oh, I remember. So I think there's a time in every woman's life when she becomes like entranced by antiques, because I can't stop antiquing, I can't stop dreaming, I can't stop scheming about what my next place is gonna look like, and slowly and thoughtfully collecting pieces that I will want to enjoy. And one of them is this. Ooh. This is a blush colored Art Deco candy dish from the 30s. The blush color is gorgeous. The geometric top is beautiful. The little like kind of Greco-Roman column is darling. And this is one of those things where I was standing staring at it and a couple was standing next to me and we like both went to reach for it at the same time. And fortunately, they actually reached for the thing next to it and I reached for this, and I was like, oh, thank God, because I didn't want bloodshed in an antique store again. If I'm honest, I think my aesthetic is kind of drifting into like Art Deco meets Hollywood Regency, chinoiserie. I think basically like I want my place to always look like whatever the apartment of a young Hollywood actress who was the mistress of a movie executive in the 30s and 40s, like whatever her apartment looked like, I think that's what I want. I'm also kind of getting into fake food, Lord help us. And so I had this vision when I got this of like, oh my gosh, I want this, and then I want a handful of little chocolate truffles that are actually candles to sit in this full time. And then I did a deep dive and found that chocolate truffle candles are actually quite hard to find. And I did order a pair finally off Etsy, and it took 3 months and they never arrived. And then the seller, you know, I understand she's not gonna give me my money back because it was shipped internationally. And then she took them off her site. And so you guys, if you have found darling, cute, like tiny little chocolate truffles that are candles, please let me know. I did get some chocolate wax melts. Unfortunately, they arrived, and then this is what they look like. You see? Emphasis on the melt. So they were kind of a bust, but should I put one in? I don't think so. I know one might think this is also like a coupe glass to like sip champagne. It's not, but I can see why you would think that. Next up, we have an unexpected family heirloom. I was recently at my grandma's house and I was looking for something in her cupboards, and I saw this and I was like, whoa, 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 grandma, what is this? And she was like, oh, I don't even know. Do you want it? Guys, look at this gorgeous carnival glass dish that's like pink, iridescent, tulip shaped. And the color looks kind of amber from here, but it's not. It's actually like very cute pink. Totally adorable. And I was like, can I have this? And she was like, please. I don't even remember where I got it. So who knows if it's actually a family heirloom, but I have put this really ugly gray planter inside of it, which we'll remedy one day. But it makes me so happy, and I love that I got it from my grandma's house. Now this next thing is pretty dumb, and I don't know why. This is not home decor related, guys, but you know, for show and telling. I was talking to my channel best friend, Rachel, you guys know her, and we were talking about perfume because she really likes it. And I was like remembering this perfume I had when I was like 18 and like a waitress at Downtown Disney. I was like, oh, there's no way they still make it. And then of course I went on eBay, and of course I found not only the perfume, but the perfume unsealed, like in mint condition in a box. It is so Y2K. It is called Escada Island Kiss. Look at the packaging, look at the Y2K McBling of this all. Like this girl was in the backseat with Lindsay Lohan and Paris Hilton and Britney Spears in the club. The box literally, it's like dripping with actual diamonds. So ridiculous. And you know that the bottle is just as fun. Purple, pink, blue, totally ridiculous. It smells like spring break at the strip club. Like I think Rachel smelled it and went, ooh, and I said, yeah. It's so trashy and it's just a dream, and I've actually been wearing it twice a week. So if you guys are ever lucky enough to smell Escada Island Kiss from the year 2002, 2003, think of me fondly. But you guys know, I'm not just a party girl or a stripper with a heart of gold. I'm also an intellectual. And something that I recently acquired at a used bookstore because I'm very thrifty is Jonathan Adler's 100 Ways to Happy Chic Your Life book. And I am very picky about decor books I collect, but I love Jonathan Adler. He is the colorful, kind of whimsical, maximalist designer of my dreams. His stuff is so beautiful. And I loved that this was not just like your standard decor book that was just like, the power of design is meant to change humanity. You know, he's so fun and whimsical. And so this book is like totally wild. It's almost like a crazy scrapbook of his thoughts. It's his inspiration, his work, his thoughts on life, designers he's inspired by, his best decor tips. I love helpful tips like placing a mirror opposite a painted wall, a really brightly painted wall, will give you a pop of color on the opposite wall. So like think about doubling up things in your room. But I really love that this is almost made like a kid's activity book, like things to read, things to do. And one of them is these really cute pull-out little DIY projects. This is for block printing Valentines. But I love that it's just like this really fun thing, doesn't take itself too seriously. When I do a decor book, I would want it to be like this. I also loved this statement right here, number 48. You don't have to be gay to enjoy a flamboyant meeting of color and pattern. And it's so important to know that straight people can enjoy color too. Very fun, very joyful, and just adorable. So, and at that same used bookstore in Ojai, California, which is called Barts Books, it's an outdoor bookstore, which is super cool. I found this very funky, very groovy Tarot of the Cat People deck. You guys, this was first printed in 1984. You guys gotta see these illustrations. Every single card has a cat in it. Like, they're totally outrageous, totally wild. Look at the back. I love the entire deck. Like, I wanna frame the cards on their own. I mean, you guys, is this not actually me holding up Baguette? Oh my gosh, and it's the star card. Of course, because the Baguette is the star of the channel. Is this a cat juggling diamonds? You tell me. Okay, wait, this is actually me and Baguette at Baguette's family reunion. But also beautiful. I mean, look, who doesn't want an Egyptian queen with her tiger? Absolutely love it. And lastly, let's take a moment to talk seriously about mental health in America. Something about me is that I hate taking, or I always forget to take medication. And so something that I've done that's really helped me is I've had like a bedside carafe of water like next to my medicine so that I remember to take it at night. But I wanted to find something that was beautiful and that would like make me happy. And so I highly recommend this simple Amazon find. This is a really pretty pink, like fluted bedside carafe. So it's like the kind of like jug and then the little water cup. And it's pink, it's fluted. I'll link to it below. It's like in my Amazon store, but I am just like so delighted that this sits, oh God, you guys can't see anything, but it sits on my bedside stand. It's so pretty. It helps me remember to take my vitamins. And it's like just such a simple, joyful thing that has really helped. So if you too struggle with taking your vitamins at night, maybe a cute bedside carafe can help. And now I just got a flash flood warning on my phone. So thank you for hanging with me with my alternate content lately. You know, summer gets crazy, things get busy, but I hope you guys had fun. And thank you for watching and hanging out with me and vibing and surviving day by day in this world. This is a channel about home decor. Love you, bye.